back to more Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. So last time we basically had a look around Rengadai and Albert, talking to some NPCs after what happened at Sevens, and yeah, we started spreading our first rumors. The main one of interest is the one to do with the Seven Sisters emblem. It repels the Joker, and yeah, whoever wears it will be safe from the Joker. So not only are we protecting ourselves, but also other people happen to have the emblems. So yeah, hey, the emblems are cursed this time around, so that's a good thing. Hey, this time, with our rumor spreading exploits becoming a bit more well known, let's go to Double Slash. Welcome, Rabbit. Yes, I've heard. Use that red machine over there. Rabbit, I see how you survived. I didn't imagine 3 Persona users. Wait, how do you know that? This is a Persona? You people have just become Persona users. You don't know how to use your chi. It's obvious. Here he is, Balfu. He is a tap buster, and is a webpage that collects all the city's rumors. He says he's from Taiwan. Follow me. I see. Interesting. You said all that we know. Now it's your turn. From what I've researched, the Joker rumors are taken from some TV show, which then started to spread like wildfire. But before that, not even the J in Joker was known to the public. There's just one exception. Where do you think it is? The phone of Tatsuo Sudo. Who is Tatsuo Sudo? The current foreign minister. How would you know? A wiretap? That's illegal. Don't be so stiff. It's been going around that he's been doing some pretty dirty stuff on the ground. That 10-year-old unsolved serial arson murder case is an infamous rumor between police and investigators that was his son. Is that true? What? You don't know? Well, either way, about this incident, you don't think it was a coincidence, do you? The foreign minister Tatsuo Sudo has something to do with the Joker case? We are going to find out about that now. Take me with you. I know where Sudo's son lives. You guys get clues on the Joker. As long as I'm by the next target, I'll get closer to the truth. Not a bad deal. What do you plan to do with the truth? Your objective is blackmail, huh? My intentions are honorable, I can assure you. I can't let evil prevail. What should we do? You're being targeted, you decide. You understand what I'm talking about? Well then, let me test something first. Yeah, Todoroki, I'm Parabellum right now. Spread a rumor that they're selling weapons here. Hey, what are you trying to do? I don't believe that rumors can come true, so I'm testing it out. I'm surprised. Hell, it actually worked. Yeah, level weapon. questions lined up. Please feel free to ask for anything. Then does that mean the rumor about the emblem is not true? Then you're right, Maya. So what you gonna do with the emblem? If you keep it, the Joker will just stay away. You don't think you'll run into the Deja Vu boy or Deja Vu brat anymore. Think of why he gave you that. Yeah, the call to adventure is a bit too tempting, so yeah, we're gonna be going up against Joker once again. Sue's son should be at the sanitarium at Mount Kasaburi. I see a Monocon, let's check it out. Hold on, there's a place called the Velvet Room around here. It has something to do with demons. Considering the situation you're in right now, you need all the help you can get. Let's go and have a look. What is that? What does that have to do with anything? I don't feel like explaining, just follow me. So yeah, let's go check out the Velvet Room. This is in any of these areas that lead to like other shops and stuff. So yeah, there'll also be one at Lotus as well in Rengadai. And yeah, this is the good old Velvet Room. And once again, this guy's in here. Welcome to the Velvet Room. This is where the different forms of people's hearts are called to awaken. By order of our master Philemon, we have been awaiting you. My name is Igor. I am Belladonna. I sing for those who challenge the monster known as oneself. I am Nameless, the piano player who opens the closed doors of the heart. I am the demon painter. I'm the artist who draws the gods and demons that dwell within people. We are told to assist the awakening of your new hearts, your new personas. I'm very glad to make your acquaintance. Alrighty, I actually really like the Velvet Room in this game, for a couple of reasons, but anyway. So what you think, useful, huh? Listen, personas are just tools. Use them according to the situation. Don't ever think that's you. I never admit that's me. You can only count yourself in the end. So yeah, I think one interesting thing about Balfour, he doesn't really like personas that much, as you could tell by that dialogue. And yeah, that's a pretty fascinating thing. I mean, there are definitely other, persona characters that either don't treat personas very well or don't think highly of them. But still, though, I don't know, something about Balfu talking about is quite interesting. But anyway, followers of Philemon, then that was not a dream at all. I dreamt about this as a kid, a golden butterfly, masked man, blue room. The night I played Persona with Tatsuya. So that's how he got the power of Persona. So in other words, you can have all sorts of personas summoned here? That's pretty convenient. Come to think of it, back in high school, I learned Persona from you and played it. I wonder if it has anything to do with this. Hey, that's how Lolo learned how to summon Personas. So I gotta go talk to Igor, but again, I'm thinking I'm actually gonna go get some cards first before actually summoning any Personas. We go back into the bar room, we get more dialogue apparently, although maybe we could have just talked to everyone again, but I don't know. Anyway, back to Battlefield talking about this again. Huh, do I hate Personas? Yeah, I hate them. You can't use them when you need them most. Don't over rely on them too much. Again, I really like that. I really like that. Again, it's very unique for this series. I think it's another reason why, like a lot of things in this game, like the cast itself. Something I don't really talk about is, our main cast is mainly adults in this game, so yeah. Something that, again, I feel like it's a bit mixed when it comes to the series. Like, the die-hard Eternal Punisher fans think that, yeah, Nexus game should also have adults, but I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit more on the fence, I guess, but maybe we can talk about that more during gameplay, but anyway. How did Balfour know about this place? He seems to know a lot about personas. I actually knew of that door before. It was there, then it wasn't, so I thought it was a weird door, but I don't think it led him. So anyway, we can have a look at what we can summon at least, but yeah, you can take on personas if you summon them, return them for items when they're max rank, and then yeah, you can even talk to him too. You can make some small talk though. It's not always the case. All personas can be called if you just click tarot cards. There's some conditions for some. Some of them lie deep within the subconscious, and some kind of triggers need to summon these. Material cards what becomes a trigger. So yeah, he's talking about the personas that need a special item, a material card. And he'll also give you all the tutorials. And yeah, there's quite a lot. You got the personas themselves, taking on invoking, their arcana, how they grow, the compatibility, tarot cards and tarot cards, skill cards, instance cards, persona cards. There's even more. Summoning basics, mystic change, mutation, contacting, and demon personality. So there you go. Most of these, yeah, they're pretty self-explanatory, so I don't think we need to go over them. And then yeah, some of them later mechanics that'll make more sense when we learn about them. But anyway, so yeah, you talk to them. We'll talk to the DM player too. Yeah, just like the other game, he looks like Cosmic Konako, who designed the demons at this point in the series. Well, at least back then, because nowadays it's Masayuki Doi, I believe. Doi actually did something else in this game. I believe for this version, he made the new portraits of the characters. So, like, if I was to go my stats, for example, I believe he made all these new portraits. I believe they're based on the old ones that Konako also did. And yeah, they don't look too bad to be honest. I quite like them. But I think something he did do, even in the original Persona 2 days, he actually designed the tarot cards. You see that. And they're actually really cool designs, to be honest. I believe it was Doi who did that. I think I remember hearing about that. And yeah, like I said, the tarot cards in these games, they look really cool. So yeah. And just doing a quick score through here of them. So yeah. And again, like I said, we can definitely summon because we have the free cards from the transfer. But again, like I said, I don't think we need to summon. And yeah, if I want to summon 8%, which there is definitely 1% thinking about, then yeah, we can just get cards to do that. But yeah, that's for everyone else. A gentleman who came here long ago said he will shed his tears because he has lost what he should not have. I pray that you will not have to shed tears in such a way. The you that I know and the you that you know, are these two the same? If they are different, then it means there are millions upon millions of you in the world. Right now, you're just one of many. And anyway, we actually then talk to Mr. Demon Painter, let's do that. I sometimes wonder if there's only one reality, the world as we know it, or if there are more. And yeah, again, he can take your free cards and then turn them into anything you need, so yeah. And yeah, like I said, I don't think we need to do anything else here. There's definitely 1% of iron, but again, we can get an extra. And besides, I'm also want to level up these personas too. Mainly, obviously Balfour's new persona, his time persona, and then yeah, I still want to level up Callisto. I still want to level up Helios, so yeah. Maya's in a good place already, so we can worry about it later. But anyway, there is a lot of new dialogue, but I think we're gonna employ what I was talking about before. We're not gonna read the dialogue of the NPCs. We're gonna only be reading the dialogue of the playable characters. So they're talking about the guns again, or the weapons of Parabellum. There's actually another rumor. I actually forgot about it in my first playthrough, and that sent me back a little bit, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Because I think, I don't know if we can actually take a bunch of it now, but anyway. So again, then talking about weapons. Although that person was talking about, this other thing is talking about some interesting things, not gonna lie, but anyway. So told everyone on the map, let's go to Liar Shrine, which is basically all playable characters, so yeah. I refuse to believe in gods and such, I don't believe in prophecies. The only thing you can trust is yourself. The serial killings 10 years ago, there's no doubt Tatsuo's son was a suspect. There was nothing to really prove that. So yeah, that's also a thing. Joker curse, it couldn't be. No, there's no way. Stuff like that's just not possible. And yeah, that too. I feel like, yeah, I don't actually used to not voicing dialogue, I will admit, so yeah, maybe it'll be a little bit awkward, but that's okay. Let's go out to Time Castle. Everyone knows the dialogue go. So we'll talk to that count again. Can't do much with him yet. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Anything else makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Alvin says intentions are honorable, but I don't think so. He's got an atmosphere similar to that of a criminal. Well, yeah, he wiretaps, so it makes sense. That boy that came to the detective's office is the Deja Vu boy, right? Why does he appear wherever we go? That's interesting. Apparently you tried to drug a cuss too, so okay. I mean, that makes sense with what you said before. The signs as antiques, all they have are clocks. Can't say this place got good taste. And yeah, this also means that yeah, we can talk to Balfu a lot, which I'm pretty okay with. Oh yeah, also they could have more than one dialogue. That's something I didn't consider. Yeah, again, I'm starting to forget things. Yeah, you're saying that again. Just making sure. But yeah, I'll only check with the playable characters because yeah, that's who I'm most interested in, obviously. So yeah, is again, this game doesn't have social links, obviously, so this is how you get the character out of them. And I don't mind that, to be honest. Again, Persona 1 was also like that, and I like that cost too. So yeah, same with Instant Sin, obviously. So yeah, so I'll make sure that yeah, we track down as much Prime dialogue as possible. So let's go see Kari again. Yeah. Apparently, Lang Lang calms your heart, and Jasmine takes away depression. I mean, that makes sense. I feel like flowers would soothe the mind a little bit. What's with all these sweet smells? Is this a power room or something? They should air out this place. Baofu, huh? What a weird name. I can't say it with a straight face. I think I'll call him Bao. So apparently that's gonna be your nickname now. Yeah, if you don't know his last name. Everyone else has a last name if you look at the stars. I mean, you could also check this. Yep, just Baofu. Insolent tap buster who gathers information for some unknown reason. And he's a Gemini, just like me, so that's interesting. And you're talking about that. Minister of Foreign Affairs Tatsuo Sudo. If he had something to do with the serial killing 10 years ago, then. You already said that? It's the Retet Miss Kari, you know what the joke is? Well, yeah. That person actually is really fond of Kari, like we saw before as well. Alright, let's go to Garden Sushi. No rumors here though. From Toro. Okay, that's interesting dollar right there. Apparently, yeah, people are getting killed by a Joker. Well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Considering he's kind of a big deal. You can't spell adamant without man. Okay, I mean, he's not wrong. So yeah, Toro doesn't have rumors, but we can at least talk to him. And yeah, this is interesting. Let's read it. You're a Persona user, right? Actually, I'm one too. I'm not as strong as my colleague Reiji could though. Reiji's also kind of a big deal, so yeah. The rest are Personas. I never noticed until Baofu said if I could use this powerful interrogating. That stout guy's a Persona user, huh? It does seem fit for battles though. You can get a lot from reading residents, so there you go. Makes sense. I mean, yeah, he tried to battle as a Persona 1, but it didn't end very well for him, so yeah. Hey Maya, what if I did the joke quest? No, it's nothing, never mind. That is interesting. Okay, the boss has a son in high school. His name is Akichi, I think. He's a gang leader at Kasuga Yamahai. That name sounds familiar. I don't know who that could be though, so... Anyway, let's go to Domitadashi. Everyone except the shopkeeper has new dialogue. By the way, they say that Prince Lahania got his position because of fortune telling. That's a success story. On the other hand, that Anna girl broke her leg just like a fortune said. She's finished as an athlete. The outcomes of Wango are so simple. It's either really good or really bad. You either win or lose. There you go. Most fortune is pretty vague, but Wangong's really specific, and plus its accuracy is very popular. Tatsuya Sudo isn't the Joker. That he didn't do the killings 10 years ago. I'm fairly sure of that. That's pretty good observation there, I must say. Well, interesting thing I should be saying. The serial killings of the Joker case, is there a link between the two? But rumors become reality then. Yep. And yeah, all of them saw the same stuff. I mean, no one liked the principal anyway, but yeah. I mean, he turned things around a little bit the other games, so... Anyway, that's it for Rengadai. Let's go back to Alpha. And you can definitely tell why I'm not going to be reading all the dialogue later, because yeah, there's a lot, there's a lot of dialogue. And yeah. So they're talking about the weapons again, and talk about the ceremonies again. I'm not so sure what to think of the ceremonies, because yeah, I think we need more info, I think, before I start talking on it, I think. And yeah, talking about the emblem again. Alright, so let's go to Kismet. Everyone in the lobby, and everyone in the editorial of the hall except the rookie player. Alright. Babu's sense of fashion. I don't know about cool, but sure isn't traditional. Yeah, it's an interesting design. I mean, the one weird thing about his design, though, he has those sideburns, but also his glasses look like Dr. Eggman, so yeah. Sure, people in the industry are a little different from the general public, but Babu's really different, isn't he? I mean, that's another reason why I kind of like him, too, because again, he really does stand out, doesn't he? Hey, why is that reception looking over here? What kind of face is that anyway? Anybody walk into a publishing company wears something like this, don't they? It should be a big deal. Don't you see how cool this is? Say there's that. Hey Maya, the guy with the long hair and glasses, do you know him? What does he do? Apparently wiretaps and maybe involved in shitty businesses, but anyway. Yeah. I think another thing about him too is the fact that, yeah, he is kind of, you know, on the... he's kind of like on the dark web, I guess you could say. Like, yeah, he's definitely not like a, you know, a very good person, so yeah. More of a shady person, so that's why, yeah, again, I think that's another reason why Babu's just such an interesting character, so yeah. And yeah, talking about the rumors list right now. There is the weapons, but there is something else you can spend money on, let's just say, so yeah. Apparently, yeah. Yeah, I talked to them as well. I got voice Yukino. Hey, everyone's talking about a store that sells weapons. I'm going with them, but they're just being tricky, huh? Hey, what does our lovely editor chief have to say? What happened to the coverage of the 7th site? Give me an update. Huh? Yeah, you say that, good. Alright, now let's get out of here and go back to Alba Way, I think it was, for more dialogue. I'm gonna go back to Double Sash, because Double Sash actually is a rumor at the Red Computer. That's why I missed it my first time, because I didn't realize, yeah, you could actually get rumors that way. I really should have been more thoughtful of that, but let's go get it. So let's take a look. This fall, real armor will be sold at Rosa Candida. Tacky looking armor will be in stock. So there you go. And it's all around the weapons being sold parallel. So yeah, interesting enough in this game, as you saw with the armor, we don't actually have a choice of what the quality of the armor. It's just saying, well, you could get armor, but there will be some choices later. Now you think about it anyway. Guardian Dragon or the Wanglong Fortune is a total time an intuitive purple dragon, but I don't believe in it that much. My Guardian Dragon is the Mystic Moon Dragon. What's yours, Maya? What? You don't know? Yeah, I actually don't remember what month Maya's born in, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Rendan somewhere, so you'll figure it out. So you're doing that. The person that talks about the Wanglong, the dragons for each month, she doesn't really update dialogue. She's always there to tell you that. Wow, fortune telling, the one Sarah Zark goes nuts about. She's saying something about a Frank Navy Blue Dragon. And you'll see if they have any more dialogue. Mystic Moon Dragon's interesting in seeing that, like I said in our bio, she's actually blessed with Moon. She can't even use Moon personas. So talk to Lazy Boy again. I need to talk about that. Alright, let's move on. We got a rumor too, so that's good. Let's go back to Power Bill, and while we're there, I guess we'll look at the weapons that they now sell. So yeah, again, you can get some better weapons. Like, the Astral Falcon here, that's improvement for both Katsuya, and Maya. The boxing gloves, you can get a decent boost of the Tsunode, I think. And Bafu can get a decent increase as well. But only by 8, so maybe it doesn't need a boost. I mean, the thing about weapons in SMT is that, they don't really affect your actual, they don't actually affect your, oh god, control, please let me wet blanket. They don't really affect your spell damage. I think that's a thing in Metaphor, but not in this game, so yeah. Or most SMT games, I should be saying, so yeah. So you're better off, you could definitely go by without buying weapons and just picking up whatever you get off the ground, so yeah. Rumors that come true, if not careful, some wicked individuals may use it for evil purposes. The general public does enjoy spreading strange rumors, and it'll all come true. The police won't be enough to handle this. It's come true? Hey, so all the things that people are talking about, Irisos is not good, is it? Yeah, we need to do something about that, obviously. Maybe. I kinda just, doing our own thing, it feels like. We're not really, trying to help people, we're just kind of doing our own thing, it feels like, so yeah. I guess that's another interesting thing about this game as well. So yeah. That's also one. The RCB sounds suspicious. All doing is serving customers' complexes. It's the same as drinking. Hey Maya, an ether treatment. That's so fishy, isn't it? You wanna give it a try? Yeah, I think, this is another, example of the rumors, actually doing something here. As Sarah Sarkon says, it does seem abnormal. Could they have been running business illegally? Yeah, of course you'd be thinking about that. Katsuya is definitely the stereotypical cop, thinking about, justice, arresting people, all that good stuff, so yeah. So in Rosa Candia, find the shopkeeper, there's a new dialogue. Maybe after we, split the rumor. Oh yeah, talk about that again. History boom, a yearning for the old days, just saying gold isn't what's important. An aged liquor has its own unique flavor. I thought the history boom was transhistory, but after ruins are found, that subway construction has really taken off. Kids don't ever bring out a history book. They should while it's popular. Why don't you start one? I bet it'll sell. I mean, the iron cheap probably though. We'll shoot that down because she's all about, you need to, think about all the stuff the kids are thinking about, like murdering people thing, right? Let's go to Kuzunoha and talk to the party. And we'll also spread the rumor too. And yeah, apparently while we're here... Can we do this? Okay. So, unfortunately, I don't know if the transfer actually does work with this, but yeah, we'll worry about it later. You need, I believe, 100,000. That won't be too bad later. So yeah, no... I mean, it's off the topic either, she doesn't have a new dog according to the guide, so yeah. And let's spread the rumor. Rosagan Neoshe business sells real armor. So there you go. Yeah, I'm basically broke, unfortunately, but hey, we'll battle a little bit and then we could go buy the armor. There's people like that they're outspoken online, but can't say shit in real life. Wait, did I screw up somewhere? That's a cute Lucky Cat statue. What? That's not what you expect for me to say. Isn't that weird for me to be a cat lover? He's allergic to cats though, so... Isn't the chief kind of weird? I mean, to me, his appearance doesn't seem to match his intelligence. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we can't do the thing with the lucky cat statue yet. I thought that, yeah, we just could give it all the money from the Resistance playthrough, it would work, but apparently not. So yeah, we can just worry about it later. Once you have the casino, it's very easy to get 100,000 yen, so yeah, we can just do that. Anyway, Stomi Tadashi also has dialogue, so let's go there. So yeah, talking about the weapons again. So everyone but the shopkeeper has new dialogue. I heard that many theft cases hit by students, but in such a wide open area, there's absolutely no crime control. Yeah, of course he's thinking about that. Won't juvenile crimes rise if adults couldn't scold their children? The wrongs of sin need to be instilled in children. That's an interesting thing for him to say, not gonna lie. I don't know. I want to say Balbo's, you know, the kind of person who could raise a kid properly, by the way. I guess Tomidachi is an expanding franchise. I don't have any competition. Oh, our high school girl's the competition? I don't know what she's meaning by that, but anyway. I'll just leave that. So yeah, that's everything. We can now go to the next area. Again, I'll check the armor. We'll see how much of an upgrade it is. A new concept is armor. ARMOR. And you... I think it's after the O, if it's British, but anyway. Shiny white iron armor excites us. It excites me. How is it? Isn't it nice? What? You don't get it? Oh well, if you like it, please buy it. I recommend, yeah, buying armor instead. And yeah, that's actually a pretty decent boost. I think we'll buy the armor once I have a bit more money. So yeah. I think I could barely... Either I barely can't afford all of it, or or I barely can. So yeah, let's worry about that next time. But anyway, let's go to Mount Cosmore. And yeah, there's actually a bit more dialogue here. I was out hiking a while back and I wound up at the back side of the sanitarium. It's very dark and scary. I don't understand how they can keep their doors open. Most of their beds are empty. There was an accident up ahead. There's nothing to see. Move along. Accident? Have you contacted the police? No, yeah, it just happened. Now move along. There's nothing you can do. I understand. Thank you. What do you think? This is suspicious. There's another road down at the bottom of the hill. It's longer, but it leads to the back. Alright, let's take it. And here it is. But of course, before we do move on, we have a new party member to talk about and a new persona to talk about. So yeah, let's chat about Balfu, and then we'll do one more battle, and then we'll end things, I think. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Balfu as persona Odysseus. So yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about Balfu now. So, Balfu's kind of a strange character in terms of how he fights, because yeah, his weapon of choice is thrown coins. These look similar to the thrown weapons that Yukino has in Instant. So of course they do thrown damage. And yeah, you might scoff at the idea of, you know, using coins for combat, but hey, he has the precision for it. So we'll take him at that. And in terms of stats, Balfu's kind of in a weird spot. He seems to want to be kind of well-rounded, but yeah, his strength and vitality will be his highest stats. I guess you could say he's kind of the vitality expert, although if you just go by regular level ups, no persona stat boost at all, actually his strength is his highest stat, vitality just behind. And then his other stats, his dex, agility, and luck, they're a little lower. So yeah, I feel like though he does suffer from lower agility, it might just be because I did give the agility swords the cuts here, but it does feel like, yeah, Balfu lags behind a lot with that as well, so I recommend trying to boost it as well. So yeah, maybe gain 2 agility sources, but you can also get a free one at a certain point too, so you could also use that if you want as well. But anyway, so yeah, again, Balfu's kind of a strange character, but I feel like he does make up for it in other ways, which we'll talk about. For VAs, in the English dub, for the original PS1 version, obviously, it was Richard Epcar. And yeah, this is an interesting role for him because he's only meant to be, well, later on in his career, should be saying, he normally voices a lot of villains. I would know him a lot through the Fireman series, but here he's actually a protagonist, which is, again, kind of cool. It kind of makes sense if, again, this is early in his career, obviously, so I feel like that's the idea behind that. And then in Japanese, it's Joji Nakata. But anyway, as for Arcanas, I feel like this is where Baofu kind of shines a little bit. He's great with Bull, Chariot, Hangman, Death, Devil, Rod, and Cup. He's also good at Emperor, Strength, Tower, World, Sword, and Coin, and also with Lovers. So I feel like the strength here is the fact that Baofu is good with a lot of Arcanas that other people just aren't. Mainly, Death and Devil come to mind. But there's some pretty good personas there. Even some magical attackers, despite, the physical, him being like a physical based fire member. And yeah, this also means that, yeah, he actually has a lot of personas to call his own, I guess you could say, thanks to his Arcanas. Like, yeah, there's a lot of personas that, yeah, only really Baofu can make the most out, because everyone else just doesn't have the good affinity with them, so yeah. And yeah, I can think of three cases on that, but we'll go over those later. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, again, that is one of Baofu's strengths. The fact that, yeah, his Arcana selection is a lot more unique. So it feels like, yeah, he has some interesting choices when compared to everyone else. And yeah, having Chariot physical attacking is not bad too if you want him to be good at that. You can definitely do pretty decent at that. And then yeah, his Arcanas are pretty fine too. And of course, he's also got Emperor to be good with as well. Strength is not bad. Tower, again, not many people are good with Tower, so that's kind of the strength of his as well. So yeah, and then Westwood Lovers is it's not the best thing in the world, but hey, it kind of does fit with his personality now, doesn't it? But anyway, now we talked about that. He is of the Hangman Arcana, that's his main Arcana, and the Zodiac, or Gemini Zodiac sign. The Hangman Arcana represents sacrifice, waiting, uncertainty, lack of direction, perspective, and contemplation. In reverse, it represents stalling, disinterest, stagnation, avoiding sacrifice, standstill, and apathy. The Arcana really focus on waiting and not taking action immediately, which ties into Balbu's backstory, but we can see some representation now as Balbu's motives seem unclear or even aimless. Saying, which yeah, shows that yeah, he may be reverse Hangman at this stage, I guess you could say. But anyway, the upside down man on the card can also represent seeing the world differently, because again, you're upside down, you're obviously going to see things a bit differently, so yeah. And yeah, we can definitely see that with Balbu too. He seems to see the world very differently from the rest of the party, and he can come across as apathetic as well, so yeah. And yeah, now we talked about Balbu and his Arcana. Let's talk about his time persona, Odysseus, a legendary Greek hero and fictional king of Ithaca, who descended from the line of Hermes. His wife is Penelope, and is the hero of Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, but he also had key roles in Homer's Iliad as well. His most well-known role is being a Greek general in the Trojan War, as well as the one behind the Trojan Horse, which allowed the Greek army to sneak into Troy undercover. And yeah, I feel like that's one thing that you could definitely tie into Balbu and Odysseus. They're both considered very cunning. So with yeah, Odysseus having the Trojan Horse trapped in the Trojan War, and then Balbu, of course, with his wiretapping business, getting details on important figures, shall we say. So yeah, there's that bit of connection right there. And as for why this is the Hangman Arcana, he did have to sacrifice a lot on his way back to Ithaca, as his boat was the only one to escape from the cannibalistic Laestrygonians. I believe these are like man-eating giants, basically. So yeah, and yeah, like I said there, yeah, only Odysseus is able to survive the Mollon boat. The rest ate the rest of his men and sank the boat. So yeah, and yeah, that's really what we have to say about Odysseus before going into how he works with the sonar. But yeah, you can also talk about the design a little bit. Another connection, of course, the fact that yeah, both wear sunglasses in the design. And I will say that Odysseus is a very interesting design outside of that. The two swords that, according to his moveset, he doesn't use at all. And yeah, it's actually more of a Western take on the figure too, which again, that's definitely quite unique, and of course the design maybe standing out as well could also be a reference to, Baofu also having a very striking design as well, not looking very normal as well, so yeah. So there's a lot there. But anyway, as a persona, this is actually pretty solid to be honest, not a bad slime persona at all. And definitely one that, yeah, maybe Baofu wants to keep around for a decent amount of time before other personas open up to him. And I say that because, yeah, again, he does have the Garu skills, and yeah, we have all 4 elements at play now, which is definitely not bad for fusion spells. And yeah, he starts with regular Garu and also gets Magaru, so that means AoE fusion spell once he gets to max strength, so that's nice. As a lot of things, he's mainly a stats dude because he also gets a Lose Zone and Invitation to Sleep, which is the multi-hitting version of, I think, Dormina in this game. Apparently, yeah, that's actually what it's just called in this version, which is interesting. Yeah, some of the multi-hitting stat zones in this game have different names, which is kind of interesting, but anyway. I think Invitation to Sleep is what we call like Lullaby in other Persona games, but anyway. Then there's Needle Rush, which was called 99 Needles. Kind of reminds me of the 1000-year skill in Final Fantasy, but yeah, Needle Rush as we're going to be calling it. A basic thrown attack, and you could use it for physical damage, given the comm ring to be able to do that. But yeah, I can actually be used for things to be honest, so yeah, it may not be such a bad skill. But again, you only have one comm ring at this point, or maybe not even one at all, depending on how trances go. And yeah, Katsuya, he probably has the highest shield stats, so I'll probably just stick on him and not worry about that. But hey, if you want to learn those future spells, I guess it's not a bad thing though, so yeah. And then finally we can talk about the mutation skill, Healing Melody actually. Yeah, that skill. It heals everyone in battle, but also it can be fused to a couple of spells. That'd be some pretty cool ones, mainly DMI and mid-DMI. Because yeah, those give you HP restoration, could be very nice for longer battles, so it's not a bad skill to remember. Although we will be getting a Star Persona kinda soon that also gets the skill, so yeah, that's just something else to remember as well. So yeah. And yeah, Ulala can make use of that because yeah, she's great with stars, so yeah. So again, he's a pretty solid Persona, and yeah, for his unknown power, it's the assist type, so it's basic boss, so yeah. That's really all I gotta say. And then, yeah, didn't talk about his resistors, but they are about what you expect. Being a wind user, he nulls the wind, but with the earth, but he also nulls CO skills, so that's cool. And then, yeah, resist, sign, dark, never mind. So, yeah, that's really all there is to say about what this is. Again, he's a pretty interesting starting persona, to be honest. A pretty interesting, and a pretty interesting figure to represent here. Then I've also have to mention that, yeah, you can also return him for a Dex sense. To be honest, maybe giving that to Baofu was such a bad idea so that he can also magic attack a little bit better, so yeah. Although Lula kind of likes that too, to be honest, so yeah. So again, yeah, it's a very interesting figure to make use of here, so yeah, again, and a very interesting character type too, because yeah, Baofu, again, he's just such a unique character in the Persona series, so I can't help but like him a lot because of that, so yeah. So yeah, I think that's everything I got to say. So let's end this part with, yeah, showing off Odysseus in a battle done. Alrighty, so yeah, let's do a battle here, because I need to think about, well, what fusion spell do I want to use? Now, luckily, thanks to Baofu, we have every element, so we should have a fusion spell that works perfectly for him. You'll see what I mean a bit, but anyway, we have a new enemy, the zombie soldier. And yeah, he's that. So yeah, let's think about this, because yeah, what I want to do with Maya is I want to use okay, yeah, it's Towering Inferno. Because yeah, with Maya, she's gonna be using a good old Hammer, so yeah. But yeah, I actually this is a bit actually no, it's not that bad. I put Maya to the front, and then yeah, they can use Towering Inferno? Yeah, I can't use it like that, is either. I let the enemy go first. So yeah, what I need to do is, yeah, Maya... Do I go for Hammer or just Aqua? I mean, the zombie soldier's a bit stronger, so I think I'm gonna go with that. And then yeah, let's finish. Let's go for it. And then yeah, when the Hammer attacks, like this, then yeah, I can stop the auto battle. We kill that guy good, and now, yeah, perfectly, I can go for the nice turning of event. Because it means that, yeah, these 3 personas have a chance of getting a mutation. And then, yeah, it means that these 3 have a chance of mutation, so then, yeah, Maya's the one who doesn't, so yeah. So there we go. And then we the fire too. Makes sense with zombies, so yeah. And yeah, we're also gonna get a mutation here on Odysseus, who just gains 2 ranks. I mean, that rank 1, that's not super amazing because, it's not super amazing because, yeah, you rank up very quickly at the lower ranks. But hey, now he has a Lucent, so there we go. And yeah, like I said, I think we'll end the part here. I'll go back outside. So I think what we're gonna be doing is I want to battle a little bit. Because, yeah, again, I think I'm going to work towards getting Mafui on Callisto. That's something I really want. She's almost max strength too. So, yeah. So, like I said, that's something I want to get, so I'm going to shove the new fusion spell. And then after that, I think I'm actually going to get Bulala new persona. I think Maya could also use that new persona, think about too. And yeah, we'll get the cards for him during Mount Customary, so yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be good for now. We talked to a lot of people, and yeah, we learned a bit more about a new party member, Baofu, talking to him, and also learning about how he works with battle as well. So yeah, all good stuff. So next time, let's take a start on Mount Customary. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.